Hi, everybody. I'm back again. Not gonna be long tonight, like I said, but I did want to just sort of do, I guess, a quick wrap up and everything like that of the story. Mostly because in case you didn't get it, as I was going through the story, I was a little bit back and forth about it, and I had a lot of questions whether or not this could be um, like restructured so that it could fit into another story, the Railroad Rising story. And I think so. Those are kind of the things I want to talk about today, rather than just leaning into everything. Um, my overall my overall opinion of the story was that it was very weak at the beginning. I felt there was like some really good elements that I don't know that they were carried through. So I want to try and work on carrying through all of those, the really neat elements that were at the beginning of the story that kind of trailed off. I'm gonna go through. I've already started going through to like make sure that I hit all those beats and that they're all being in there. Um, I'm also gonna quickly look at the end of the story because there's like some elements there that sound like they could almost lay the track for Railroad Rising, but I'd have to change a bunch of things, I think. So uh, before I like promise that, I have to reread Railroad Rising, and I may have to change a whole bunch of place names, which means if I have to change a lot of place names, then I'm going. I can't remember how many place names were in Railroad Rising, and if there are not very many, then I can retrofit. I can kind of maybe muck around with it a bit. But if there's a lot, then I'm just gonna set it, just keep it in the separate world. But I think there's enough there you could cross over, and I'd really like to be able to do that because this would be a good prequel to that. I think because this is before all the stuff comes to fruition, really. Before there's like the railroad tracks, as it were. So there's that. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the character Jerry. I mean, I kind of get what this story is trying to go for. And yeah, I mean, there's parts that I really, really like the story. So, like, there's parts of the story I really, really like. And I like some of the elements. I just want to, it's here. I think it could be there. And I'd like to get it to there. And I don't think it's going to take much. Honestly, it's just going to be just adding in just a little bit of just a few elements here and a few elements there. It's not going to take major restructuring. So I think that's going to be something I'm going to be working on, seeing if I can get it to a publishable state by the end of the month, which means just it's 2 weeks. So that shouldn't be a big deal to see whether or not I can actually get it, or if I'm going to have to continue working on it. If I have to continue working on it, then I'm going to I may just continue working on it and then have it just come out a little bit later. But my deadline for everything is going to be the end of July because I by the end of July I have to be working on I have to be fully working on getting everything ready for the convention. The conventions, multiple conventions. I have Toronto Expo, and then I have oh my goodness, I'm totally fried. This is why I can't. This is also why I'm not having a long discussion today, and why this is going to be a really quick discussion. Is yeah, uh, Rose City after Expo, and they're kind of back to back. So I just have to have everything ready to go for that end. Which means right about now I need to be ordering stuff to make sure it gets there in time, gets everywhere in time. So that is also another thing. Yeah. Did I think I was gonna have more to say? I think I did. I felt like there would have been more to say if I went over every single chapter and zeroed everything, but it's like I don't have everything fully formed yet. That's the problem. And I should have known I wasn't gonna be able to get everything completely ready for tonight, but I thought I might have more of a reaction, but I'm too tired to have a reaction because it's been a very long day for me. Um, let's see. I think I have lots of stuff that's just in short form, but I have a lot of it's just continuity that I feel like he exhibits some magical abilities at the beginning of the story, like not necessarily he has some magical abilities that don't feel like they carry over throughout the whole entire story. Um, like some of his magical abilities are inconsistent. They feel very Superman like, where when Superman first came out, his abilities fit the problem. And that felt kind of like what was going on here. So I kind of want to have more this is what he was able to do. I mean, he may have like tons of abilities, but like in this story, this is where he's at kind of thing. Um yeah, I what I would like to have seen more intrigue, and there's allusions to more intrigue, but they didn't show it. He didn't really show it, he just told it, which is like great, but you could do way more with it, with like a lot more. I would want to see a lot more spy in my like intrigue and mystery kind of in the story. I think that can also be brought up, and that's something can easily be brought up as well. As I'm saying more and more of this, it sounds like I may have a lot on my plate to try and get this done by the end of like in 2 weeks. But we'll see. We'll see how much I can actually like. Because I'm taking notes right now. So week 1, take notes. Week 2, type everything up. If that'll work, even I don't know. It might be longer. That I might have to put in 3 weeks, but by mid-July, that's kind of like my absolute deadline. Because then I have to have everything ready to ship. So there's that. Um, yeah, some characters. There's not really much discussion of who they are. So, yeah, I'm going to be rereading. Like I'm going to be rereading it this week. And oh yeah, see there we go. I even wrote a note for chapter 6. Chapter 6. At this point, I wanted to just get to the point. Felt like it rambled. This is when I decided to power through the rest of the story in order to figure out if it was going to pay off. And that's true. Like, I think it slows down when he goes to the clockmakers. And I feel like he goes to the clockmakers, and also he has this weird, like, bid to be set him up as a crime boss, maybe? I don't know. Like, that part also was very unclear to me as well. So I need to work on that. So these are editing things that I need to really, and there's more. Like, I'm going to be going over each of the chapters. As I do, I'm going to make notes on like what bothered me the most about the chapter, so that I can fix it and make it better. And that could be like, instead of just being this okay-ish story about this guy, I could turn it into this really great steampunk, with a spy thriller fantasy steampunk. Yes, I'll say it better than that so that people can kind of, it'll be like under fantasy, sorry, science fiction, flintlock fantasy, steampunk. But not really steampunk because it's pre-Steam, so flintlock fantasy it is because this is pre-Steam steampunk. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say for tonight. I thought I was gonna be able to like fill an hour, and I cannot fill an hour. I'm not gonna force it. So that's pretty much all I have for right now. I possibly could have just posted something, except for Twitch would have missed out because Twitch is only stream. So this is why I'm here. I'm doing a real short post just to kind of let you guys know where I'm at. I was also going to talk about schedules. I can post. I think I can post on. I think I can post on Twitch as well. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I have. Um, my schedule. My schedule is me trying to get this book done. So I'd like to try and get it done by July, which means I wouldn't be able to stream every night because I'm going to be trying to work on the book. And I kind of wanted to do so. Well, what I can do is what I'm probably going to do is I might just do some readings of books already that have already been printed. One book I wouldn't mind finish reading is, or let me see, what can I read? There's like books I haven't read that read to you that I've published. That would be one of that would be, ironically enough, Railroad Rising, which I might just do because then you can kind of get an idea, and actually it would be helpful for me. So there we go. That's what's happening. In July, I will try, and I don't know that I'm gonna be doing like every night. It's gonna probably be like sections because I will not be able to get through. I have other things I have to do and I won't be able to. But in July, I will work on getting, at least reading part of Railroad Rising before I have to buckle down into convention ready mode. We'll see how many I can read for then in July, which will be helpful because it's going to help me uh, decide if I can actually put it into this novel or not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think that's what I'm going to go with. If not, it's going to be some short stories. And it'll be like once a week short stories. That might be more realistic for me. As you can tell, I'm ever so great on this. What I'll probably end up doing is I will try and do another stream at the end of the week or post. Yeah, I'll probably post confirmation as to what's happening. This is me just sort of spitballing, not really sure on what I'm doing. We'll see. But it'll be, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off again. I know I was only on for 2 weeks, but I might just do like a once a week kind of thing. So I'll probably message again next week and then start regular streaming in July. So, but I'll confirm the schedule on Friday. One way or the other, I will confirm on Friday. I will post it and maybe hop on and do a quick chat again. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody who is subscribing, everyone who's watching my past broadcasts, that sort of thing. It really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate being able to share these stories with you. If you do too, then just feel free to. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, I know that I'm pretty sure that everyone can leave comments somewhere. find a place, leave a comment. If not, then try and comment on the next stream. Okay, thanks everybody. Talk to you later.